Hello everybody, this is Gruesome Fox coming at you with a 600 cost rated match here in the Shokew. We're going to be on military base for this match here, and the Shokew is our new banner suit for this week following the Victory Gundam. It is our second Victory suit to be joining GBO2, and much like the Victory Gundam, it is going to be a 600 cost unit. When they announced in the developer stream that we were supposed to be getting both the Victory and the Shokew, I contemplated which one I wanted to do the step up for, and I ended up going with the Shokew because main reason is I really like the design of the Shokew, but since the Shokew banner was supposed to come out after the Victory, I thought maybe I could get the Victory Gundam in one of the step up pools for the guaranteed banner, just kind of test my luck there. Unfortunately, no Victory, but, did get the Shokew guaranteed, and have really been enjoying the suit so far. The Shokew is a 600 cost raid unit, and just trying to do a quick rundown of the suit's kit here. You do get a beam rifle. This is a standard instant stunning ammo-based beam rifle. You get a single beam saber as your main melee weapon. You have a beam gun on the shoulder. You have a double pair of beam sabers that are both compatible with the mid-air melee skill and have a heavy attack as well. You have a Gatling gun, you have the compound multi-eye sensor, and then you have the beam rotor shield. And when you are using the beam rotor that is compatible with your flight skill, you do get a separate version of the beam rifle, the beam saber, and the shoulder beam gun. And this is really good for the beam rifle and the shoulder gun because they do have their own ammo and overheat. So basically they are separate weapons from when you aren't flying, which is a really nice thing for this suit to have. In terms of standout skills, you do have Maneuver Armor level 3, Melee Combo Controller level 1, so you get 2 melee swings with all of your saber weapons. You have Aerial Melee System level 2 and Heavy Attack level 1, which are both compatible with the dual beam sabers. You have Emergency Evasion System at level 2, so you do get a double dodge roll, and then you have the Beam Rotor Flight skill, which is what gives you your ability to fly. Though the Beam Rotor skill, the flights for the Shokew is a bit different from the typical flight skill in that this one is connected to your beam shield. Basically, if your beam rotor shield is out of energy, you will not be able to fly. So it is something to keep in mind. It's not like the typical flight that you can use whenever if you have thrusters. If your shield is down, you will not be able to fly at all. But yeah, I could spend like the whole video kind of going over the gimmicks and tricks of the Shokew here, but I do want to focus on the pros and like the cons I have found with the Shokew, just kind of the aspects of the suit that I at least found to be very interesting with it. And I'll start off with the good things with the Shokew. Really do like the flight on this suit. Again, especially since you get those separate beam rifle, shoulder gun, the beam saber, you do get those separate weapons, which I think is really nice for this suit. The other thing I found very interesting with the flight of the Shokew is that it seems like if you stand still in the air and you try to move again, it does seem like it takes a moment for the Shokew to pick up speed. So I guess kind of leaning into that helicopter movement there. I don't know if that's something I am the only one who've noticed, but yeah, it seems like it does take a bit of a second for your suit to pick up speed if you aren't already moving, which I think is a really interesting, nice touch here for the Shokew. The other thing I like is that you do get the eye scanner. This operates like the visor that the Metal Spider has, where it marks targets but only for you. But I do think for the Shokew this is really nice because not only do you get the extra damage from marking a target, I think at cost 600 having that marker is really nice because 600 does have a few stealth and fake beacon suits, so being able to identify those and where they are I think is really nifty to have. And it's also just really good to have at the beginning of a match just so you can get an early idea of what the enemy team is using. So really do like the eye scanner, really nice thing to have on this suit. The biggest thing for me, and this might be a bit weird, but the biggest thing for me with the suit is the beam rotor shield. One of my complaints, and I brought this up in in my testing video for it as well, the biggest issue I've had with beam shields is just kind of the way you have to equip them for them to deploy. and many beam shields just really aren't that big, so like, I feel like you really don't get a whole lot of defense out of them. I really like the beam rotor shield because it is a really big shield, so when I use it, I actually feel like I am being protected compared to some of the other beam shield suits I have played, but yeah, really do like the beam shield on this suit as well. To kind of go over the cons of the Shokew here, I think the suit has a lot of similar issues that I've heard with the Victory Gundam. The main thing being is that this suit is just really fragile. It is kind of easy to knock this suit out of the air from what I have seen. I have been knocked over easily. I've knocked over other Shokews pretty easily. It does seem like the suit is somewhat easy to knock out of the air, and if this suit gets knocked out of the air and gets attacked by the whole enemy team, yeah, this suit will pretty much be done for. Especially in a worse case than the Victory Gundam, because the Shokew, once again, is a raid unit, so if you have a whole bunch of generals ganging up on you, yeah, you're going to get your HP, like, drained, if not just utterly destroyed, so that is a thing with this. The other thing, too, is I don't know if it's necessarily the Shokew or it's just a byproduct of the flight skill, but the suit seems to have really fragile legs. And usually when my legs get destroyed, it is because I am flying, so I think it's just, you know, when you're in the air and people are shooting you from the ground floor, they more likely than not are going to end up hitting your legs, so it is kind of easy for the suit to get its legs destroyed, which is, you know, not a situation you really want to be in. Granted, you can always use the flights to kind of get out of that, but really just, again, another thing to watch out for. But yeah, that's really the main points that I wanted to bring up about the Shokew that I've at least experienced while playing it. This isn't everything about the Shokew. If you want to see a more in-depth look of the suit, I do recommend watching my testing video on it, which I will link in the description and have in the corner of the screen here. But I do want to dedicate the last 40 seconds of this video, or at least the match here, to just kind of answer if I think the Shokew is a suit worth pulling for, and I would say absolutely. I think the Shokew is a really nice 600 raid unit, really has a lot of nice things to offer. It does have a bit of a learning curve, at least for me personally it does, because I'm not used to playing flight suits at a higher cost like this, but you know, once you kind of start learning it, it does, again, feel like a really nice suit to play. You get some really nice skills, a really nice weapons kit. Really, just the biggest flaw with the suit is that it is a very fragile unit. You do want to watch out for, like, you know, getting grouped up on by enemies or getting knocked out of the air. That's another thing to worry about, but again, you do have that really nice beam shield to protect yourself, so real quick before we wrap up here, let's see how we did with this match here in the Shokew. Gonna be sending a few praises to my teammates here. And yeah, third place overall with 4 kills and 1 loss. Did get third in damage and looks like second in assists. So yeah, pretty good match there with the Shokew. And again, to just kind of wrap things up, yeah, I think the Shokew is a suit that is, again, definitely worth pulling for. Really nice suit overall, and really, yeah, just kind of everything I've mentioned about it. I think it just has a lot of good things going for it. I have heard that there's other suits that have the beam rotor gimmick, so I would be very excited to see those, because I just really like the concept of the beam shield acting like a helicopter blade. But yeah, that's really going to be everything I have to say here about the Shokew. Again, just overall, really nice raid units. One that I definitely need to play more, because I'm still kind of practicing with it, kind of getting used to the playstyle. Really, the biggest thing I've had with it is that I really want to use the heavy attack on this suit more, but really just trying to figure out the best opportunities to use it, since you can't use the heavy attack while flying. So that's one of the big things I want to focus on, but yeah, aside from that, Shokew, just really good suit, and one I would recommend pulling for. And yeah, that's really going to be it for this video here. Comment down below what you think about the Shokew. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.